Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the April 18th, 2019 meeting of the Sacramento Area Flood Control Agency. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll and establish quorum?
Thank you. Matt Conant.
Here.
Nick Avdis.
Here.
Tom Varandas.
Here.
Rachel Ann Vanderwerf.
Here.
Daryl Shaw. Angelique Ashby. Jeff Harris.
Here.
Rick Jennings.
Here.
Matt Hedges. Don Natoli.
Here.
Susan Peters. Patrick Kennedy. Phil Cernan. We do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. We have a new guest here, member and alternate, Rachel Ann Vanderwerf from the American River Flood Control District. Welcome, Ray. And would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item is public comments, not on the agenda. Do we have any speaker slips?
I do not have any speakers.
And is there anybody who had an issue they would like to speak to? Seeing none, we will adjourn to closed session. We'll reconvene our SAFCA meeting here after closed session. Madam Clerk, will you reestablish a quorum, please?
Matt Conant.
Here.
Nick Avdis.
Here.
Tom Varandas.
Here.
Rachel Ann Vanderwerf.
Here.
Daryl Shaw, Angelique Ashby, Jeff Harris.
Here.
Rick Jennings.
Here.
Matt Hedges.
Here.
Don Natoli. Susan Peters. Patrick Kennedy. Phil Cernan. We do have a quorum. We
Very
have
good.
a report out on closed session, Government Code Section 54956.8, conference with real property negotiators. The property is a portion of Board of Equalization lot numbers 9 and 10, as shown on the State Board of Equalization land identification maps, entitled Alignment, Sacramento and Woodland Railroad Company, June 30th, 1913. Negotiating party, Sierra Northern Railway.
No, this was an informational item. No action was taken.
Government Code Section 54956.8, conference with real property negotiators, property located at 401 Rimmer Avenue, Sacramento, California, APN 250-160040, negotiating party Walter R. Joan Clark Revocable Trust, 2016.
Motion by Director Jennings, seconded by Director Conant to approve staff recommendation for acquisition. Details will be made public when reduced to writing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Holly. And our next item?
Is the Executive Director's Report for April 18th, 2019.
Mr. Johnson.
Good afternoon, members of the board. So we did have a very important thing that's happened since the last board meeting. We did get the project partnership agreement for the Folsom Dam raise executed on March 29th. But that's agreement between the Corps, the Central Valley Flood Protection Board, and SAFCA. Same day we executed the local project partnership agreement between the board and the Central Valley Board and SAFCA. So those are hard to get to, and that was a huge item to do that. Now, we had to, the Corps, the last minute, indicated that they needed an executed agreement between SAFCA and the Bureau of Reclamation for covering the O&M before we could execute the project partnership agreement. So I got to give a lot of credit to the Bureau of Reclamation and the Department of the Interior. They went way out of their way to work with us to get that executed by March 28th so that we were able to execute the PPA on March 29th. That was the deadline headquarters had set for us to be able to maintain the funding for this out of the supplemental project. So many thanks to the Bureau of Reclamation for their help on that one. As the reason we had the O&M agreement, under law, when Corps builds a project, the non-federal sponsor has to do the operation and maintenance, and for the project, in this case, since it's at a federal facility, we had to enter into an agreement, just like we did for the joint federal project, to pay reclamation the incremental cost for what it'll take them to operate and maintain the facility after the project's done. So with that, the Corps has been able to start the process for procurement for Dike 8, which is the first contract that's going to go out this year. They've started the process, so they'll go out and take it to advertisement in May with an award in August, and the construction will be started in October. Dike 8 is over on the other side, on the El Dorado Hill side of it's still in Folsom, but it's on the El Dorado Hill side of the river there. Now, one thing that we were able to do, there was a provision in the supplemental appropriations law that allowed for projects that were already under construction to be completed at 100% federal cost. Now, while we hadn't started construction on the dam raise itself, it was authorized in 2004, and the new bridge that is out there was built under the dam raise authority, and Safeco was a cost share partner in that. So with that, the case was made that this project was already under construction, and that made it through. So with the executed PPA, from here on out, it'll be at 100% federal cost, except for a couple minor alert items that we'll have to take care of. So that was a nice additional benefit from this supplemental that we were able to get accomplished with this agreement that was executed there. Now, we're providing a lot of resources to the Corps. The consulting community is, but they're also getting a lot of resources from around the country. The Mississippi Valley Division we just found out is going to provide 3 design teams. The St. Paul district up there, they're the one in the middle of the country in the blue. They're finishing up a little work on the Midwest flooding, and then they'll have 3 out here that'll work on both Natomas and the American River Common Features 2016 project. In addition to that, the Walla Walla district in the Northwest Division is already doing civil design work for Natomas, and the Nashville district in the Great Lakes and Ohio River Division is also, they're doing geotechnical work also for Natomas. In addition to that, USGS, the Geological Survey, is doing explorations, geotechnical explorations. They've just started them out in the Sacramento American River on the erosion sites there. They'll be doing them through June, and then also some additional ones in the fall. So this is becoming a multi-agency, multi-district process, and it's helpful because we need all the help we can get on that. Okay, we've been bringing a lot of items to you lately on the Sacramento Yolo bypass. So I just wanted to talk just a little, again, reminder of why it's important. This is a picture, aerial, looking from the Natomas side back towards the Yolo bypass. This was from 1997. You can, no, that's right, this isn't working. Anyway, you can see this Natomas in the foreground here. That ribbon of water there is the Sacramento River. It was carrying about 110,000 at the time of this picture. The Yolo bypass in the background was handling over 500,000, and then that's the Sacramento bypass right in the middle there. So the Yolo bypass is from the Sacramento River. Flooding potential is our main defense during a large flood event. So the Corps has expressed, they've really been pushing non-federal sponsors to take a more comprehensive approach, which includes looking at getting, especially the urban areas, up to 500-year level protection, and in particular, when we got the approval to move forward with the American River Common Features GRR, which led to the 2016 authorization. we agreed that we would keep that authority open because the Corps wants to keep looking at what we need to do to get Sacramento to 500-year level protection. And then also how we address residual risks. So just a reminder, a couple of years ago in March 2017, I believe it was the April board meeting, we brought this to the board as our comprehensive flood risk reduction program. Out of that, we did have this chart. It kind of shows all the components of the program. Now the four columns to the right are basically the responsibilities of the land use agencies, which are the city and the counties. Over on the left in the red part, that's our component. That's the structural components that we're looking at. So I want to focus on those for right now. So basically, since the '86 flood event, we've kind of broken this into three categories. From '86 to '96, we were going back, fixing known deficiencies in the levees, and we entered into a reoperation agreement with the Bureau of Reclamation, which just terminated December of this year with the new spillway being in place. '96 is when we got the first federal authorization. That was the American River Common Features for the work on both sides of the American River. '99, we got another authorization for the South Sacramento Streams Group and the Folsom modifications, which ended up being the joint federal project, and also some additional levee work under American River Common Features. 2004, we got the authorization for the dam raise. 2014 for the Natomas work, and then 2016 for the rest of the American River Common Features work. So that work now is under construction, and we're going to have that done for actually greater than 200-year level protection by 2025. And then the next component, which we've already started working on, is to increase the conveyance capacity downstream and additional storage upstream to get us to the 500-year level protection. So at this point, I want to talk a little bit about climate change. So we use the term 100-year, 200-year, 500-year. That's a way that historically in the flood community, we've labeled the size of flood events. At some point, we're going to have to get away from that because that's based on a statistical analysis based on historical records, with the assumption that the way the floods have come in historically over time will repeat itself. And when we have extreme events that are kind of outliers, in some cases we even ignore them completely in the statistical analysis. What we're seeing over this last decade or so is those outliers are happening every year. And so I don't think we can in the future count on the statistical analysis to adequately reflect how often these large storms are going to occur. We're seeing them more often now than the analysis would give that. So given that, we're still calling a 500-year plan, but the idea is to get as much of the infrastructure in place that will give us as much possibility of dealing with these large flood events. And so this is another way of dealing with climate change here in the future. So this is a graphic from that chart that shows the actions we need to take to get to 500 year. I just want to focus on the weir and bypasses for right now. So there's a lot of bypass activities going on. This is a picture of the Fremont Weir. It's in the red up in the corner. It's just right around the bend from the upper part of Natomas. And as you can see, it takes a lot of water into the bypass, and it's one of our critical facilities protecting us here in Sacramento. But there's three main activities I'll talk about going on in the bypass. There's more than that, but I'll focus on three for right now. So in 2012, the Central Valley Flood Protection Plan was put out by the state. As part of that, they created 6 regions that would look at regional planning interests for those regions. We're part of the Lower Sacramento Delta North region, which includes Yolo, Solano County, Sacramento County, diverse collection of, we've got a small urban core and then a large rural and agricultural communities, and sometimes our needs have been conflicting. So it's been an interesting and ongoing process to work at the regional level with all these different agencies. Now, not going through all, you've seen this map before. This is the upper part showing all the activities that the regional plan has come up with. We've kind of taken the position that we need to make all boats rise. In other words, all the different stakeholders were trying to find actions to help improve their situation. That's the upper part, that's the lower part. The purpose is just to demonstrate there's a lot going on. The second project I want to talk about is the state's Lower Elkhorn Basin Levee Setback Project. This is a picture looking from the Natoma side. You can see the Sacramento River there. That's the Garden Highway right there. If you look across the way, on the left is the Highway Patrol Academy, then the Sacramento bypass in the middle, and then the Lower Elkhorn Basin is off on the right. And that's where this project, setback project, is located at. The project really features 7 miles of new setback levees, and it's the first component that will enable us ultimately to widen the Fremont Weir and the Yolo bypass, thus giving a lot of protection to a number of communities, including Sacramento. This is a graphic looking down on it. So the blue is the location of the new levee setback. If you notice along the Sacramento bypass, that includes the setback levee there. That is also common with what was authorized in the American River Common Features 2016 project. The state had actually started this under Prop 1E funding, and is planning to go to construction in 2020. We've been to the board a few times. Dan Tibbetts has come to you with a number of actions to the state's having us clean up the Bright landfill and moving it out of the way. And then RENA has been here. They've asked us to help them with their internal drainage plans and designs. Again, these activities are being funded 100% at the state level, but there is that overlap in the SAC bypass with the American River Common Features project. So talking about that, part of the authorization there was to widen the Sacramento Weir and bypass by 1,500 feet, allowing us to handle releases up to 160,000 down the American River safely into the bypass system, and then it also reduces the water surface elevations throughout the system. You've seen this map before. This shows the intersection of all these projects, and it shows where the Corps is looking to widen the weir there, and then how it ties into the Levels project. So there's a lot of activity going on right there. But this next one is really what I wanted to show is the importance of widening the Sac Weir and bypass. This is a graphic that we had done when we went back to explain why, as a locally preferred plan, we wanted to widen the Sacramento Weir and bypass. It shows all the areas that widening that would provide a significant reduction in the water surface. This is just widening the Sac Weir and bypass. It's not the Fremont Weir and Yolo bypass. So you can see the most, the areas that benefit the most are right through the middle of Sacramento, but it does go quite a ways upstream and downstream. So this is why this is important to us. We've got these old levees, and it's just better to get the water on them less and lower than higher. Now, because of all the activities going on, and those are just 3 of them, in 2015, Governor Brown set up a partnership, Yolo Bypass Cash Slough Partnership. This board entered into the MOU in May of 2016 and appointed Chair Harris as its representative. So its attempt is to try to get a little more integration between all the different activities going on. So I mainly just, you're going to be seeing more and more stuff in the Yolo bypass. I just wanted to give a reminder as to why we're doing all that out there. So I'll take any questions with that.
Any comments, questions from directors? Once again, Rick, thank you for a great report. Next item.
Our next item are consent matters, and items 2 through 8 are in order.
Any questions or comments? Move consent by Director Avdis, second by Director Conant. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstentions? Consent carries.
Excuse me, could I didn't see, I want to introduce someone. I didn't see her come in. This is Glenda Corcoran. She's with Congressman Matsui's. Wanted to make sure.
Hi, Glenda.
She's our most important person in town right now. So.
VIP in the house. Good to see you here. Okay, consent has carried. The rest of the items are receive and file.
Correct.
Any questions or comments about those? Or any other questions or comments from directors? Then we stand adjourned at 4:47. 3:47. 4:47. There you go.